Well, hey everybody, it's your boy Crunchy Frog here, and I'm here at the mob farm where some major stuff just went down the other evening. Last night to be precise. You know, I've been complaining about this mob farm spawn rates. I didn't realize how bad it was. Until last night it got so terrible, I went up to the roof and I drilled a little hole in the roof and I looked down, and sure enough there were mobs all gathered in the ends of the water tunnels, and they're being held down by the trapdoor bridge that I didn't put up before I got finished coming down the ladder and setting up the whole mob farm. I just left those trapdoors up there open, and they were trapping a bunch of mobs up there. I'm honestly surprised that any mobs at all fell down in here for me to kill. But now we're back to normal. I'm just out here healing up my elytra real quick before I take you out to show you the progress on the Mooshroom Island. Okay, how we doing? Oh, wait a second. I'm not even healing up my elytra. I went and put my chest plate on for the intro because I didn't want you looking at my nipples. Frogs are very self-conscious when it comes to our nipples. We feel like our nipples, they just don't stand up to close scrutiny. There we go, that's good enough. Let's get the mooshroom thing going and see if we can't get out there before the sun sets. And if the sun does set, who cares? It's a mushroom island, right? So let's head on out there. Let's see how quick we can get out there. But yeah, I got a lot of stuff I gotta do, man. I got a lot of moss. I gotta farm a lot of moss. But I look forward to it because there's something very satisfying about bone mealing the ground and then scooping the moss up very quickly with a very sharp efficiency for your mother. It's almost as satisfying as tearing through pumpkins or mushrooms with an efficiency 5 axe. It's almost that fun. Not quite, but almost. Ah, yes. The frog flying through the air. Well, hopefully we can get out there while the sun is still high in the sky, though, because it looks a lot better during the day when you can actually see all the colors. I have all the grass blocks placed, and it took a while. And I have some of the moss blocks placed. Just 2 shulker boxes full of moss blocks. Just so you can get an idea. I was out here earlier and I did some testing with some green concrete powder and some lime green concrete powder. The regular green concrete powder looks exactly like moss. It's the same kind of green as the moss blocks. But the lime green concrete powder, that stuff is way too bright. It doesn't even look like grass. Okay, we should be getting pretty close now. We'll know when we see a village that we're close. And if you look at the ground, you can see those brown spots down there. All over the place are these brown spots. That's where I was getting my grass blocks from. Yeah, the sun wants to set. Who cares? Let it. I just want to get out here so you can see the island in the daylight. Because it has truly been transformed. You see all the grass blocks have been placed? And you can tell where I placed the moss blocks. This looks pretty crazy, doesn't it? Maybe I'll just leave it like this. But no, I can't. I gotta have the fresh mowed lawn look. But I got a little temporary storage over here. a little offshore storage. This is where I've been putting all the blocks. I had to chop down all the mushrooms. I'll be replanting them, of course. But I can build with those mushroom blocks. I fully plan on building some kind of a house. Or maybe I'll just build a giant mushroom. And I'll pretend I'm a Smurf. And I'll make Smurf's Island. And the only mobs that will spawn out here would be Gargamel and Azrael. There's a little flashback. I was just a really little kid when the Smurfs came out. But yeah, this looks a little bit different now than your typical Mooshroom Island. This is the before photo. And I'll be coming over here to this island to harvest some cows and explore some caves and stuff like that. Because I don't have any cave entrances on my little island. But there's plenty of them over here. Man, look at all these mushrooms. That's craziness. And then over here, just off the horizon, we have this weird island. It's going to have mushrooms, but not the brown mushrooms. I don't think the brown mushrooms would look good on this island. It's going to have red mushrooms, and it's going to have pale oak trees, and maybe some other things here and there. We'll just do another flyby. You can see how truly weird this looks. Yeah, I've seen people like on Hermitcraft Season 7, where they went and they just put grass blocks all over the Mushroom Island. I think False Symmetry did it in one of the Hermitcraft seasons too. I haven't seen any of them do the stripes. The mossy stripes with the grass blocks like this. But even my brother, who's just getting into Minecraft, he's also done this before, and I don't know how big his island is, but it must be pretty big because he's still talking about what a big chore it is. But an island this size really isn't that bad. That's why I chose to do this island and not the big one over there, because that would have been a huge chore. And it's not really placing the blocks so much as it is mining all these blocks. You know? I've got to go to this island over here. This is where I go to get my grass blocks. And I'll probably find some place that I don't mind defiling to harvest the rest of my moss blocks. Because I don't use redstone, I just go in there with a hoe and I bone meal the crap out of everything. What a nice little village too. I fully plan on taking some of these villagers and bringing them to the Mooshroom Island, or whatever I'm going to call it, because it's not really a Mooshroom Island. Yeah, it's going to be a Mooshroom Island. I'm going to have some mushrooms on there. So yeah, we must keep these villagers alive. Keep those villagers alive and take them over there. Here you can see these brown spots. The grass hasn't filled back in yet. This is where I've been getting my dirt. A man's got to get his dirt from somewhere. And this land over here is pretty cursed anyway. What with all the caves and stuff in it. Like this cave. Of course, these caves are nothing compared to that Stony Peaks cave. I'm pretty jaded now. That thing's ridiculous. I wonder if I looked at an Enderman while I was flying, would he teleport up here and give me trouble? These are things I'd never tried before. I don't think I'm going to be experimenting and messing with Enderman right now in a hardcore world. Okay, let's go ahead and get my... I showed you the island. Now it's time to head back home. I do believe. That's what I've been up to. It's going to be a little bit of a shorter episode today. But that's just because I'm getting over a pretty nasty flu. And I don't feel like talking too much because I'm sucking on cough drops. They're Ricola. They're the good stuff. It's the hard stuff. The honey and echinacea Ricola cough drops. They do a number on you. But anyway, thanks for watching, you guys. And I'll see you guys next time. Oh, man. I'm completely out of rockets.